We are back with day 9 of the Mindful Movement series, and today we are going to be working through isometric strength once again. I'm Isabel Woman, personal trainer and yoga teacher. Today, all you'll need for props are a yoga mat. Before we get started with today's training, let's go through a quick mobility movement together. We're going to start with the neck and go down to the toes. This will be very minimal. So we're going to start by looking down and up with the head. Do this 3 times. Go back as far as feels comfortable for the neck. And one more time. Now we're going to look to the left and the right 3 times. Allow the eyes to track farther beyond the reach of your neck. And one more. Next, we're going to roll the shoulders forward. Draw them up towards the ears, through the front of the body, and back, and now reverse. Come in some big arm circles. You can go slow to start, and we'll get a little faster as we get smaller. And then go pretty fast when you're as small as you can go. And reverse. As fast as you can. Feel a little burn in the shoulders. Slowly get bigger. Try to keep the speed as you get bigger until you're very large with the circles. And next we're going to rotate the torso, get our jetpack on, inhale, lengthen through the spine, draw the navel towards the spine, use your abs to twist to the left and to the right. Do this 2 more times. Next, we're going to do some hip circles. We'll start by going to the left. And then go the other direction. Next, we're going to come down to the knees and do knee circles. Do 5 each way. And we're going to jump onto one foot. Get our balance and rotate the ankle and the wrists. When you're ready, switch the other direction. And hop to the other foot. Open the hands up wide. Circle the wrists and the forearm and ankles one direction. When you're ready, switch. Great. Now we can continue on with the isometric strength portion of this training session. Today we will be doing a total of 6 exercises. All of them will be 3 rounds, 30 seconds. We have 2 that are compiled of basically one exercise, but just switching sides. So the exercises that we're going to be doing today are the staggered plank with an arm and leg raise, and that is going to be back to back on each side, and that will be its own set. The next set will be a camel hinge hold with a pike hold up. The third set will be single leg pistol squat holds. So we'll just be holding the bottom portion of a pistol squat so that we can get into the feeling of what a pistol squat is. And then our fourth set will be a high plank knee to chest hold. So we'll be doing that on each side for 30 seconds. And a tiptoe sumo squat. I'll now go through and demo all of those movements. I will say that for the camel hinge hold, if your knees are sensitive, please do grab a blanket or a pillow. The staggered plank with the right arm, left leg raise, and then switching, will be coming into that high plank, and then slowly finding your balance by lifting up one leg, and then tiptoe or finger the hands out in front of you until you are completely off of the ground. We will then switch to the other side. Our next set will look like a camel hinge hold. So if you need the blanket, this is where you would add it. Put it right under your knees. You will tuck the toes, put your arms out straight, and then lean back. And we will hold this position for 30 seconds. And then we are going to do pike hold-ups. So I'm going to remove the blanket, put my feet out in front of me, and I'm going to try to lift my entire body off of the ground onto my hands for 30 seconds. Of course, if you do not hold your body the entire time, no worries, I probably will not be doing that today, but just go up, stay up as much as you can, and lower when you need to, with the intention of continuing to try to go back up until the 30 seconds are over, because that's what we're practicing. So that looks like. For the next set, we will be doing single leg pistol squat holds. So this looks like coming down onto the ground, picking whatever foot we want to start on, and reaching the other leg out in front of us. We can grab the big toe, or we can let that toe hover. And we'll stay here for 30 seconds. If this feels unavailable for you to hold, simply rock back and up to practice strengthening the ankle. And our last set will be a high plank knee to chest hold with a tiptoe sumo squat. So I'll show you the sumo squat first. So we did this in a practice this past week. We'll get into this sumo stance. We're simply just going to go up on the tiptoes and hold this position. And just so you can see a different side of this, depending on where your legs are at for today, your legs may be farther out, toes farther out, they might be closer in, wherever you are is fine. And then lastly, the plank knee to chest hold. So we'll be here with the knee in towards the chest for 30 seconds. We'll get started with the staggered plank in 3, 2, 1. Pick a side you wish to start on, and slowly balance your weight on one arm and one foot. Halfway there already. And it's okay if you need to touch down. And we can go down and switch sides. Almost there. And down. Those are challenging. I am pretty sore from our last 8 days. on top of the other activities I do outside of this series. And it's good to test yourself when you're not at your prime, when you're tired, when you're aching. We're going to take a 45-second break in between these. We have 10 more seconds, so get ready to go back up. Go on the first side that you are on. 3, 2, 1, and plank. Keep a micro bend in that front elbow. And we'll switch. If you feel like both of the limbs are not going to happen without just wild form, go to 2 arms and keep that leg lifted. And we can go down. Go to work. We'll rest for another 45 minutes. Start to feel the blood pump in your body. Give yourself a gentle wrist stretch during this time. And we're going to go up for our last round of these. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift one leg up. Lift that arm up slowly. I'm tapping my arm to the ground and then lifting it again. That feels like a good indicator of where I'm at without being super off balance. And we'll switch. Doing amazing. Almost done. 2 and 1. We will now get ready for the camel hinge hold and the pike hold-ups. So get your blanket in front of you. We will start in 15 seconds, top of the clock. Tuck your toes, arms out in front of you. Prepare to go back in 3, 2, and 1. The farther you go back, the more intense this will feel. I want you to draw the tailbone down towards the back of the knees, lengthen up through the crown of the head so that your spine is a rod, just like a broom. There's no bends in it, usually, and that is what we want for the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Mine were up here the whole time, roll them back, and we can come up. Good job. Next, we will come into pike hold-ups. So we'll come back to the ground, and we'll start in 15 seconds. But we're going to press out of the hands, hold ourselves up for as long as we can. If this is unattainable, just do one leg at a time. You'll probably see me going to that. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Roll the shoulders back, press up. And even if you're just doing these little reps, which I think is a much better representation of where I'm at tonight, it's all working similar muscles. Excellent. That was really good. We're going to go back to the camel hinge hold. We're taking 30 seconds in between each of these, so we won't take a long break. At the end, we'll just bop, 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 go back and forth. So 10 seconds. Get into your position. Up on the knees, tuck the toes. Arms out. Down in 3, 2, 1. Shoulders back. Breathe. Squeeze the butt cheeks. Roll your inner thighs back as if you had a cord and you were pulling them backwards behind you. Keep the neck neutral. Gaze slightly up at the ceiling instead of looking straight ahead. Give your neck a break. We'll come up in 2 and 1. Beautiful. Move your blanket if you're using one, or your pillow. Come back to your seated position. We'll start in 15 seconds. If this doesn't feel great on your wrists either, you can go into fists, and then that gives you even a little bit more space to hold yourself up. We'll go in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to stay up and just lift my legs one at a time. It feels best for me to be on my knuckles right now and alternating. But do any modification that feels good for you. And down. Good work. And we will go through one more round. Pull the blanket back, roll over the feet. We'll go up in 15 seconds. And get ready to go back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders back, engage the abs, squeeze the glutes, straight as a board. Continuing to breathe. And come up. Good work. And we have time for the pike hold-ups. Pick whatever modification, variation works for you. We'll start in 10 seconds. If you see me looking forward, I have my stopwatch. Being very diligent about it tonight. And we'll go up in 3, 2, and 1. And all done. Good job. Now we're going to go into the single leg pistol squat hold. We'll start in 20 seconds, so you got a little bit of time. We're also doing 3 rounds of this, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. I think we'll be good to go back and forth, but we may take 30 seconds in between. I'll let you know when we get there. We'll go up on whatever side you want to go on in 3, 2, and 1. So just holding yourself on one foot. You can grab the big toe of the extended leg. You can have your arm out in front of you, If you want this to be more challenging, you can just let your foot hang out in space, wherever you're at. 3, 2, and 1. We're just going to switch to the other leg. We'll take 30 seconds off after both sides. See if you can pull that extended arm and leg, if that is what you chose. Pull it back into the hip socket and shoulder socket. Instead of letting them be protracted, bring them back into the body. 3, 2, and 1, and rock back. Good job. You might feel that in the front of your lower leg, in the shin area. If you do, just stretch the toes out. Massage the top of the ankles. We are halfway there. And we're going to go up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get in position. Maybe you go for the no hold if you went for a hold on the first round. Even if you're just hovering that leg off the ground a couple inches. And you can always go back and grab it. But I dare you to challenge yourself. And we will switch. See what side is easier to balance, easier to hold the leg up on. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. I even rocked back on that one. These small movements where we're simply holding, they really show you where you're at. They're showing me where I'm at today. This is a mellow class, although on the inside we're just burning up. The sweat is going, the blood is pumping, with very little movement going on. And we'll get ready to go up in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last round. Doing amazing. Every day we show up, we're doing more than we did the day before. We are meeting ourselves where we're at. And even if we know we've been training regularly, consistently, in whatever capacity that looks like, 2, 1, let's switch. We know when a active rest day or a recovery day is necessary and needed. But it's really knowing the difference between being undisciplined and not doing something because you don't feel like it versus not doing something because it's going to harm your body versus help because you're already so sore or need the recovery. So next we're going to go into the high plank hold on each side and then tiptoe sumo squats. So we're going to go into the high plank. We're going to go up and then take, and we'll go back and forth. So get in your high plank position. We'll go up in 3, 2, and 1, and draw that knee into the chest. I think we'll just hold this for 30 seconds and go right into the other side, because that's just a 1-minute plank hold. And then we'll take, 30 seconds after it, and then go into the sumo squat. Three, 2, 1, and switch. So press out of the hands, reach the grounded heel back as you flex that bent knee foot. Protract the shoulders so that they're wide along the back. And go down. Yeah, that was good. We'll do that. We'll go back to back. 30 seconds, sumo squat. And then we'll take 15 seconds to get from sumo squat back to the plank, because this is our last set. So we'll get ready in 10 seconds to go up. So spread your feet wide, toes pointing out to the sides as much as they can. Lower the butt, and we'll start by lifting up. I do that little jump to get my feet a little closer. I am a little sore, a little tired today. This is day number 9 in a row. Incredible. I'm doing this every day with y'all. I'm only one day ahead, so to say. I schedule these bad boys to go out at 4 a.m. I make them the day before, the night before. So, I feel you. And we'll go down. Good job. That was 30 seconds. Immense work. And we'll take 30 seconds between these ones too. So we'll go up in 10 more. So get ready for your high plank in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can gaze back towards the knee that is bent and the straight knee. You'll see both of them, hopefully. Three, 2, 1, and switch. Good. Notice how strong your legs are, how amazing your abs are for holding you in this position. Even if you need to tuck the knee down and then back up, you're halfway there. This is the hardest round. You can rock back and forth like I'm doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good work. But really, when we're in those positions and we're just feeling it, acknowledge something about yourself and be really proud of it. Because we don't do that enough. We live in a gap world. We're never good enough. We're never achieving enough. We're always comparing. I don't have that. I got these 7 other things, but I don't have that one thing that person has. We'll go up in our sumo squat. And 2 and 1. Adjust as needed. Be on your tiptoes. Because if we could just see that we already have it all in here. It's all right here. If we're wasting time being unhappy because we're looking outward at what we don't have, we miss the journey of what we do have and what we have created. And down. Good job. We'll wait 30 seconds and one last round. And that is going to be our entire training session. We'll do a quick little stretch afterwards. We're calling it a night or a day, wherever you're at. I hope you're not minding the mellow pace of this session. We'll go up in 3, 2, and 1. Last. High plank, knee hold on the side you started on. Press down through the first finger and the thumb. Use your breath. And a micro bend in the elbows. And we'll switch in 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. 2, and 1, and go down. Woo! Good job. One last sumo squat with a tiptoe hold. Let's just get the legs ready. My hips are not as open today as they usually are. I need to do my own stretching after this. We'll go down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up on the tiptoes. Hold the shoulders down and back. Broaden the collarbones. See if you can go higher on the tiptoes. And we're done. Amazing work. Super short, easy, really working on stability, functional training to help the muscles continue to grow by working on the joints, the ligaments, tendons. For our cool down today, we're going to start in a low lunge. This is one of my favorite stretching positions, so maybe you've caught on. The last 3 sessions we've done this lunge somewhere in the training session. But it's just such a good stretch for your entire hip flexor, the quad, the glutes, the other hip when you turn that foot out. And we'll reach the hip back into the half split stretch. This stretch I don't like as much, yet it just pairs perfectly with the front low lunge, runner's lunge. You can try to point the toe in this one to stretch out the front of the foot. More seconds here. And we'll begin to walk on up from that one. Let that go back. We're going to come into a child's pose and then we'll switch. So wide child's pose, forehead down to the ground. Reach the arms out in front of you, press down through the fingers to keep this active. On your next inhale, come on up, and we'll bring the opposite leg to a low lunge. Today's training session is a really great way to show that you can get a lot done in under 30 minutes. From the start to now, we're only at 28 and a half minutes. We did a mobility session. We went through 4 different sets of exercises, and now we're stretching. That's pretty amazing if you ask me. Because saying that you don't have the time, and then never putting time to moving, in whatever capacity you move, but then giving your time to, doom scrolling, your phone, watching TV, talking to people in a not so great way, and we will reach the hips back, conversing in gossip, just anything that is not conducive to your life moving forward. Why? Like, you don't have time for something that's going to make you feel better and give you a clearer mind and feel good in your body and more confident in yourself and your abilities and your capabilities. But you'll do stuff that makes you feel not great. You'll put time into doing stuff that makes you feel bad. That has never made sense to me. I feel like I am an anomaly because I'm so hyper aware of the body and all of that jazz, and I love moving. I mean, if I don't move, I go crazy. And I know there's other people out there like that, but it seems like we've forgotten the power of how simple it gets to be. Simple, simple, simple. Wonderful. And we will come out of that, and we're going to come into a malasana just for a few more moments. Get my timer back so we don't go too long in this pose. Alright, 1 minute, last stretch. Think about how you wish to feel, whether you're headed to sleep, or you're starting your day, or you're anywhere in between. Set your intention for how you wish to feel. If you are a part of the newsletter, you will have already seen this, and hopefully you are coming back to whatever intention you set. And if you're not on the newsletter, what are you doing? If you're following along with this, you're missing out. It's a party in the newsletter. And this is a specific flow that will end when this challenge ends, or whenever you began, whether that's December 15th or January 23rd, the workflow will end 26 days from now. So, you'll get an amazingly hilarious meme to give you a little tummy tickle, and a journaling prompt to bring you deeper into mindfulness. And we can sit back now. Thank you so much for showing up for day number 9. I can't wait to show you what tomorrow brings. And like I said, if you're not on the newsletter, please join the newsletter. You'll get the email from day 1 moving forward, but you'll get the benefit of the journaling prompts. So even though you might be on day 9 of the movement, and you've done days 1 through 8 already, well, now you get all the journaling prompts to go with them for the next 25 days ahead of you. And that is in the link below. Regardless, I hope that you found value in this short and immensely impactful training session. And wherever you're at, I hope that you can set an intention to bring yourself back for whatever the rest of your day brings, and even if you're headed into the sleep realm. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.